Good evening from San Ignacio Town. With the 9 o'clock news, I am Patrick Jones. In the headlines, Maya leaders continue to insist that the detention of Rupert Miles over the weekend was to protect a sacred Maya site. 15-year-old student shot in the head in Belize City. And the family from Benkevejo del Carmen seeks the public's assistance in locating a relative. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories coming up after these messages.
Singers, songwriters, performers, this is for you!
Welcome to Believe!
It's the National Song Competition Elimination Round, and 2015 is going to be big, big, big! Do you have what it takes to represent your districts in the finals? We are looking for a Belize song who will bring cool seed, one song will make I fall in love with my country all over again! Do you think you have just a song? Then sign up! What about a carnival song? You know one song will make I broke out every time I hear it play? Jump on the border, put up your hand, Belize that we. What age you ask? It no matter. We have a senior and a junior in both categories. Just sign up. This year we bring the elimination round to an area near you. Corozal, Orange Walk, Dangriga, Punta Gorda, Belize City, San Ignacio, Pepopan, San Pedro, and Bengue. Elimination rounds will be held June 25th through July 12th. Pick up your registration form from the place at any of the houses of culture countrywide or online at www.nichbelize.org or call us at 227-2110. Register today and win a chance to be a part of the national competition on August 8 in Belize City. The National Song Competition 2015, sponsored by the National Celebrations Commission and Atlantic International Bank. Bring it!
Take a moment, feel the rhythm of life. It keeps beating.
What if you took just a few seconds of every day to help someone else?
Every minute, it's yours and mine, mine.
It's amazing how the smallest things can have the greatest impact.
Make a difference. Pay it forward. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
Today's engine technology demands an oil of choice for your vehicles, engines and equipment. PureGuard is available in Belize in light and heavy automotive, hydraulic and automatic transmission lubricants in all current oil grades and specifications. Certified by the American Petroleum Institute, API, PureGuard is exclusively distributed in Belize by Westtrack Limited. So, give your engine the treatment it deserves by using PureGuard products and lubricants. PureGuard, premium products that will perform for you.
Here now is the news in details. Police have detained 3 persons pending investigation of a shooting incident in Belize City last night. The victim is a 15-year-old high school student. According to reports, the boy was walking on Lakeview Street around 8:30 last night when someone approached him from behind and fired once, hitting him in the top of the head. The teenager was rushed to the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital and is now listed in critical but stable condition. The news of his shooting came as a shock to the boy's classmates and teachers at the Canaan Seventh-day Adventist High School. The vice principal is Jaime Roberts.
Well, 2 students came and told me that his classmate got shot. If I know about it, I told them no. And they told me that he died. But I said in my mind, well, I can't believe it. Until recently I heard that he did not die. But speaking on Tyreek, he was a normal child here at school. As a youth, youth always in his behavior. He's not a serious, problematic child here at school, like any normal child.
So this news came as a shock to everyone at school?
Yes, as a shock. Very. I'm so shocked right now. I don't know what to say, what else to say about him.
Second form homeroom teacher Maybelline Campos says the crime epidemic has touched students in her homeroom in a unique and devastating way.
It really pierced my heart to hear that one of my students from my homeroom got shot. And it's really heart-wrenching to realize that these young people that has a future in front of them, their entire future in front of them, to see them go down in a way like this, it's really devastating to me.
Do you believe that a lot of your students, are being affected by the crime situation in Belize City?
Yes, I have students right in my homeroom who would tell me, Miss, I can't go that area because I'm afraid. I can't go that area because I'm afraid. I can just keep here or stay at home. I don't go out at nights. One student told me, Miss, I'm literally locked down because I'm afraid to go out. So the crime is really affecting the young people, and right here at our school and in my homeroom.
The 15-year-old remains hospitalized at the KHMH. The detention of Toledo resident Rupert Miles and the treatment he received at the hands of his captors on Saturday in Santa Cruz Village continues to be the focus of conversations across the country. As we reported on Monday, Miles was handcuffed and tied up with a rope by villagers of Santa Cruz on Saturday morning, allegedly because he was threatening violence against villagers in Santa Cruz. Miles, in an interview conducted on Sunday, told TNC that his treatment at the hands of villagers of Santa Cruz was nothing short of racism. But that is an assertion that is flatly denied by the Maya Leaders Alliance. They issued a statement on the issue on Monday, saying that the whole incident stemmed from a decision taken by the villagers, including the chairman and the alcalde, to, quote, enforce their decision to protect Ush Benka, end of quote. Today, the police press officer in the Daily Sitrep reported that Punta Gorda police are seeking several persons for questioning in regards to Saturday's incident involving Rupert Miles. According to the police report, Miles had gone to the meeting known traditionally as the Fahina based upon a request from the alcalde and the village chairman. The meeting was, according to Miles, to discuss his occupation of a property in Santa Cruz where he resides with his common-law wife, who is a native of the village. Miles told police that he decided to leave the meeting because the speakers were using the Quechua language, which he did not understand, and that was when he was insulted, physically assaulted, tied up, and forced to sign a paper saying that he should move out of the village in the next 2 weeks. The MLA statement issued on Monday claims that Miles's property encroaches on the Ushbenka Maya site and accused him of threatening villagers who were defending the sacred site. Prime Minister Dean Barrow has come out on the side of Miles. On Monday in Dangriga, the Prime Minister said the residents of Santa Cruz could not defend their actions and reiterates that last month's consent order by the Caribbean Court of Justice is a limited victory at most.
Yes, sir. What I've seen, it is outrageous. I believe somebody sent me an attempted defense by the Mayans. That is indefensible. These people, I think, were pretty much well positioned in terms of public opinion. I believe they've lost that completely now with this sort of an action, and well, they should. I mean, it is absolutely indefensible. I want to make clear to them again that that consent judgment merely recognizes that they are entitled to certain rights. The rights, the nature of the rights is not spelled out. We have agreed we will set up some sort of a commission. We will hear from everybody, all parties in Toledo and elsewhere, before we can come to a decision as to what their rights ought to be.
The Prime Minister says the Maya's rights to the communal land do not take precedence to the rights of others living in the village.
In the meantime, for them to do something like this, they talk about their rights. What about that man's human rights? What about his rights as a Belizean? I don't know how on earth they can ever justify this. In my view, they've lost whatever moral high ground they ever had, and I want to look carefully at it to see if any of them might not perhaps be criminally liable for what they did to that gentleman.
They say he built a structure since 2014 on the Ushbenka site, and they did this as a last resort. That's what their release says.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about their sites. What I know is tying up this man, falsely imprisoning him, physically assaulting him, that is absolutely intolerable. And I am telling you, I mean to find out from the appropriate authorities what, if anything, they mean to do about it. Cannot be countenanced.
In a follow-up press release sent out today by the Maya Leaders Alliance, they restate their position that the attempt to eject Rupert Miles from Santa Cruz Village is because they are protecting the Ushbenka Maya sacred site. The second MLA statement says, and we quote, "The laws of Belize prohibit building on or damaging any archaeological site, such as the recent destruction of Nomul in Orange Walk. Santa Cruz Village has been managing the archaeological site of Ushbenka in partnership with the Institute of Archaeology and has not allowed any person to destroy or build on this sacred site." End of quote. The MLA also took aim at the Prime Minister, criticizing him for the comments he made yesterday in Dangriga, saying, and we quote, "We consider unfortunate and premature any statement condemning the Maya people without the full understanding of the Ushbenka case. We also express our concern regarding any attempt to undermine the CCJ order or to harass our leaders. The Toledo Alcaldes Association has and will continue to request a meeting with the government to avoid further violations of the Maya people's rights and has informed the international human rights bodies that monitor the situation of the Maya people in Belize." End of quote. Residents of rural villages in the Toledo district woke up on Friday morning to flash flooding in their communities. Some of the villages that were affected included Blue Creek, Jordan, Santa Elena, and San Pedro, Colombia. Residents say they had very little time to evacuate from their homes due to the rapid rise in the water and lost food items and suffered damages to household items. Rodolfo Schall and Aurelio Shaw are two residents who live near the Blue Creek River, and they told us about their frightening experience on Friday morning.
Well, in saying scary, I meant just to say that this flood went a little bit higher than the previous flood that we had about sometime last year, October of last year. This one brought much more water, and they also bring along a lot of debris, mud, It also brought strong currents, and it came like quickly, unexpectedly, and it started to raise in minutes. Before you knew it, water was all inside the house, in the yard, all over. And likewise, it was a little dangerous for the children because snakes. It was infested with snakes. I can recall 3 snakes were killed, and the poisonous snakes, the coral snakes, they were all over the place, and it was quite a dangerous thing for the children.
I was awakened by heavy rain, and around 6:15 going to 6:30, I saw the bridge starting to get flooded. I saw the water rising, and it rised rapidly, and without realizing that my truck is still parked here, and from there on I tried to drive it out, but time didn't allow me because of the water. It was rising really rapidly, and then from there I tried to secure some of my tools and some of my my household belongings that I have packed store underneath my house, but unfortunately I just could grab someone and just a little bit because the water just came rushing. And this, I definitely would say that this is a flash flood. It's I have grown up here, and for a long time, it is up till yesterday when I became very nervous because trying to secure some of my belongings, and of course the safety of my family and my neighbor, and there is so much. It's just time is just not enough.
There was little that could have been done. We tried to salvage this and the other and so forth, but there was only so much we could have saved. Like for example, kitchen stuff. They were floating all over in the house, and the kitchen stove went at, I would say, like about 3 feet underwater. And also the mattress, our bed, actually the bedroom, the bed almost got covered with water.
The Toledo branch of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMA, was activated on Friday, and personnel were on the ground all through the weekend, assessing first the needs of those affected. On Saturday afternoon, they were out in Blue Creek Village, handing out relief supplies to residents. These supplies included food rations and purified water. The NEMA team also visited the other villages that were flooded and have now begun the process of assessing the damage caused to agriculture crops. A family from Benque Viejo del Carmen is asking for the public's assistance in locating their loved one. 30-year-old Danny Marin Castellanos left home on Saturday morning and has not been heard from or seen since. Danny Castellanos, who is a mechanic by trade, stands 6 feet tall, has black hair and brown eyes. Castellanos was last seen wearing a blue Dickies pants, gray t-shirt and white tennis. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Danny Marin Castellanos is asked to call his family at telephone numbers 621-5605 or 629-6278. You are watching the 9 o'clock news. We will have more of the day's stories for you right after these messages.
Belize Camping Experience would like to thank everyone who makes BCE successful and meaningful.
To our summer camp supporters and volunteers who came from communities across Belize.
To all who supported, contributed,
and volunteered with our Harvest for Kids project.
Funds raised through last year's rice and corn crop will help maintain BCE's children's programs through 2015.
You can also support BCE by buying your bag of Circle R Premium Rice with the Harvest for Kids logo, now in a new package.
Together we can and will make a positive difference in this beautiful country of Belize.
You too can ride off into the sunset. Milon motorbikes are very affordable. There's a high availability for parts and a wide selection of models to choose from. My Milon, my bike. Available countrywide.
Hi.
Hi. Patience. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Singers, songwriters, performers, this is for you!
Welcome to Believe.
It's the National Song Competition Elimination Round, and 2015 is going to be big, big, big! Do you have what it takes to represent your districts in the finals? We are looking for a Belize song who will bring cool seed. One song will make I fall in love with my country all over again. Do you think you have just a song? Then sign up! What about a carnival song? You know one song will make I broke out every time I hear it play? Jump on the border, put up your hand, Belize that we. What age you ask? It no matter. We have a senior and a junior in both categories. Just sign up. This year we'll bring the elimination round to an area near you. Corozal, Orange Walk, Dangriga, Punta Gorda, Belize City, San Ignacio, Pepapan, San Pedro, and Bengue. Elimination rounds will be held June 25th through July 12th. Pick up your registration form from the place at any of the houses of culture countrywide or online at www.nichbelize.org or call us at 227-2110. Register today and win a chance to be a part of the national competition on August 8 in Belize City. The National Song Competition 2015, sponsored by the National Celebrations Commission and Atlantic International Bank. Bring it!
Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news. On Monday's newscast, we brought you the story of the residents of Santa Familia Village appealing for help to fix their water system. According to the residents, this is the kind of water that they sometimes get from their water system, and sometimes there is no water at all for hours during the day. They have been trying to get answers from their village leaders, but the residents say no one is helping them. That is why they staged a protest on Sunday in the village to bring their plight to the attention of the rest of the country. A member of the Santa Familia Village Council spoke with TNT News on Monday afternoon and explained that the situation is becoming unbearable.
As a member of the Village Council, I want to make clear that I stand on behalf of the village of Santa Familia, and I'm going to do as much as I could for my people. That is what I promised to them, and we are going to go as far as we could, regardless if we don't have help of the Village Council or the chairman of the village. I just want to say that to the people that we will stand beside them no matter what.
Well, I know that as my family, we have some things that help us out with water because we can't depend on the water here in Santa Familia. We buy our water. We have a tank for rainwater. And we also, whenever the water is available to us here in the village, we collect water in our buckets because we know that there will be many hours where we won't have water. But unfortunately, there are people that don't have rain tanks, And there are people that can't afford to buy water all the time because maybe they have bigger families or, you know, whatever their issues are. And water is a vital part of our lives, and it's something that we need as human beings. It's just something that we need all the time. And so the fact that we aren't able to count on that here in Santa Familia, I mean, that's a big problem.
We have been unable to reach the chairman of Santa Familia Village and the head of the water board for comment on the concerns raised by the villagers, but we'll keep trying to talk with them. The annual Tradewinds training exercise is visiting Belize again, and final ceremonies will be held tomorrow. In addition to training on various national security and international security issues, participants from the Caribbean, the United Kingdom, the United States, and Canada are also giving back to the local community. Today, sailors from the Royal Navy River-class offshore patrol vessel HMS Severn docked in Belizean waters until Wednesday, where at the Liberty Children's Home in Ladyville, painting the children's dorm rooms. Director of the Liberty Children's Home, Agatha Valentine, says the sailors are filling a need that the home cannot handle on its own.
Yes, we have a working relationship with the British High Commission, and whenever we have any of the ships visiting, they come in and do projects with us.
And so what are they doing specifically today?
Today they are painting the dorms, the rooms that the children live in. We really appreciate it. These are things that on a day-to-day basis we're not equipped to do at Liberty.
The HMS Severn, which is making its first visit to Belize, embarked 6 Belizean sailors from the National Coast Guard to strengthen operational capability. Its crew numbers 35, and it has been in the Caribbean for 7 months, working North Atlantic Patrol, tasking to provide security for the UK's overseas Caribbean territories and conducting counter-narcotics operations in cooperation with regional security agencies. British High Commissioner in Belize, Peter Hughes, speaks about the ship's visit and its support of the children's home.
They come here at our request. We've been supporting the Liberty Children's Home now since it opened some years ago. Every time we have a Royal Navy ship coming into Belize, they very kindly agree to come and do some work here to help the home. And today they're here painting some of the dormitories so that to spruce the place up a bit.
No, I imagine the home certainly appreciates the support, but what is in it for the visiting sailors?
Oh, no, the sailors enjoy it. They enjoy giving something back to the communities. They come here and obviously they work very hard, but they also enjoy giving something to the communities of every island and country that they go to. So for them, it's helping out people who are slightly less advantaged than we are.
The Liberty Children's Home in Ladyville Village was founded in 2004 and currently houses 44 children from broken homes. It is supported by the Department of Human Services. Tradewinds features participating military personnel from the U.S., that should be the U.S. Marine Corps, the Royal Navy, and several Caribbean countries, as well as Colombia, training on such issues as human rights awareness, jungle warfare, military support to law enforcement, marksmanship, riverine training, command and control, maritime training, and dive training throughout Belize. Part 1 of Tradewinds Exercise 2015 took place in St. Kitts and Nevis. Last week we reported that the European Union has blacklisted 30 countries across 5 continents for the alleged lack of support, or that should be lack of effort, to discourage tax dodgers. Many Caribbean countries, including the UK dependencies, are on the list of blacklisted tax havens. It is yet another mark against the offshore sector in Belize, and Prime Minister Dean Barrow seems resigned to the inevitable shutdown of that sector. He spoke about the issue in Dangriga on Monday.
The international community is determined and has been determined for a while to close down our offshore sector. This is just a continuation of the kind of actions they've been taking over this period of years now, stretching back to try to achieve the objective. What I saw, somebody made the point that their own offshore jurisdictions, Isle of Man. They've said nothing about them. So that is what is involved there. I have no doubt that sooner or later they will succeed. This is the empire striking back. But I think our offshore people have been preparing themselves for a while now, because it's been, as I said, a constant onslaught. I'm sorry to say that I wouldn't be surprised if in the end they don't achieve their objective.
The government of the Republic of Guatemala has been asked to pay $46,000 in damages to the Belize government for the incident in which a military vessel was grounded on the Belize Barrier Reef earlier this month. The Guatemalan gunboat Tecum Oman ran aground on the Barrier Reef 2 weeks ago after drifting out of international waters near Lighthouse Reef. Prime Minister Barrow confirmed the damage assessment and explains what will now happen.
Yes, I think they're sending out a statement today because the people who are doing the assessment have concluded that assessment. I gave authorization for them to tell you. I think the damage is assessed at something like $46,000, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is therefore sending a note, but they want to get proper advice, legal advice as well, in terms of how you frame this, because it's a sovereign state to sovereign state, but the claim will go now that the quantum of the damage done has been formalized.
I know. The vessel, once removed from the reef, was allowed to limp home due to having sovereign immunity. Meanwhile, questions persist over whether the Prime Minister ordered Coast Guard personnel to back away from their Guatemalan counterparts on Sarstoon Island. Officially, the story is that the Coast Guard left voluntarily after completing a reconnaissance mission for the establishment of an outpost in the area, and happened to meet the Guatemalans while there. Asked directly about it on Monday, Prime Minister Barrow once more avoided direct comment on the issue.
Ma'am, I've said to you, you've heard from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, you've heard from the CEO in the Ministry of National Security, and ultimately you heard from Commander Bennett, is it, who was there and who told you what happened. I refuse to have anybody try to get me to say something that might contradict what Commander Bennett said. I endorse what Commander Bennett said as I must, because he was there. He told you what happened. I cannot add to that.
But you had input, there was involvement on your part.
There was involvement on my part diplomatically in terms of what happened on the ground. I cannot add to what Commander Bennett said. End of story. You want it?
In fact, Guatemalan authorities have had nothing to say on the confrontation, while the Belizeans stick to their version of events. The soldiers involved were rewarded for their bravery in confronting the Guatemalans. The news on the National Channel.
Today's engine technology demands an oil of choice for your vehicles, engines and equipment. PureGuard is available in Belize in light and heavy automotive, hydraulic and automatic transmission lubricants in all current oil grades and specifications. Certified by the American Petroleum Institute, API, PureGuard is exclusively distributed in Belize by Westrac Limited. So, give your engine the treatment it deserves by using PureGuard products and lubricants. PureGuard, premium products that will perform for you.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
Do you believe? Do you believe? That time will treat us
Conditions will become moist and unstable tonight and tomorrow. The general forecast for Belize and her coastal waters is for cloudy skies at times tonight and isolated showers and thunderstorms at first, then increasing later. Tomorrow will be cloudy with showers and thunderstorms over most areas. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly at 10 to 20 knots with higher gusts near showers and thunderstorms. The sea state will be choppy, becoming locally rough at times. Operators of small craft are advised to exercise caution. Low temperatures tonight will be around 79 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 70 degrees Fahrenheit up in the hills. High temperatures on Wednesday will be around 86 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 90 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 79 degrees Fahrenheit up at the higher elevations. The tides, a low tide is now occurring. This will be followed by a high tide at 23 minutes past 3 o'clock in the morning. Another low tide is at 19 minutes past 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. The sun will rise at 20 minutes past 5 o'clock on Wednesday morning. It will set at 6:30 tomorrow evening. The extended forecast, valid through to Thursday evening, is for cloudy skies with a few showers or thunderstorms over some areas tomorrow night, then increasing on Thursday. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Derek Rodon at the Belize Weather Bureau. There is a lull in the tropical Atlantic and the eastern Pacific. For the latest, here is the tropical weather update.
Let's now have a look at the Atlantic side, because you were talking the beginning of the hurricane season in the Atlantic officially is June 1st. So it's time to start looking that way. And what do we typically see in June, Chris? This is kind of tells a lot.
And this tells us areas where they could develop tropical storms, hurricanes, that sort of a thing. And it's in the Gulf and along the southeast coast.
Yeah, so right. This is kind of where they in history have formed and kind of in history where they have gone in June.
To end the news, here is a reminder of the main points again. Maya leaders continue to insist that the detention of Rupert Miles over the weekend was to protect a sacred Maya site. 15-year-old student is shot in the head in Belize City, and a family from Benque Viejo del Carmen seeks the public's assistance in locating a relative. With the headlines, we end this edition of the 9 o'clock news. Thank you for joining us. I am Patrick Jones. Have a good evening and a good night.